Hey everyone, just wanted to post a video going over the syllabus for the class. I know it helps a lot of people to hear the professor talk about some of the things in the syllabus. So follow through, make sure you read through the whole syllabus because I'm not going to go over every little detail of the syllabus, but a little bit of extra information about certain things. So you can see here, this is the normal information up on the top for the syllabus that you'd see everywhere. A couple of the important things here. My email address right here. As far as email is concerned, I will check my email during the week multiple times every day. I should get back to you almost immediately when you email me. As a matter of fact, if you didn't hear from me within 48 hours, send me another email because something happened. I got lost somewhere. But I should get back to you within 24 hours during the week. On the weekends, I'll usually check it once a day, so I might not get back to you for 48 hours on the weekend, but it still shouldn't be a huge delay. Also, my Skype ID right here. You can contact me anytime through Skype, just like by email. When you see my name on, send me a message. What I do with my Skype is leave myself on and away quite a bit, but still send me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I see it. Even if I am available, be aware it might take me a bit to get back to you, whether I'm busy helping another student or busy with something else at the moment. So I might not be able to get back to you instantaneously, but Skype is a great way for us to chat when necessary as well. You can see my office hours here. I'm on the Cranford campus on Mondays for an office hour. Now, one thing I always like to mention, don't think that just because we're an online class, we can only meet online. We can only meet for an office hour online. If you want to talk to me in person, you can meet me on the campus. That's perfectly fine. And I also have a Skype office hour. But even if I'm not on, even if I'm on Skype at a different time other than Wednesday, feel free to message me. Feel free to say, hey, Professor G, I had a question. It doesn't have to be on Wednesday. Anytime you see my name available, send me a message. Okay, basic information throughout the syllabus. Other than that, the textbook here, the textbook is going to be required for the class. You're going to need some citations from the textbook for quite a few different assignments. Especially we're going to be doing a lot of work within discussion boards, and during those you're going to need each week to be citing things from the textbook. Course description, make sure you read through that. Learning outcomes, student objectives, so on and so forth. Some helpful websites that you guys might find interesting, might find useful when writing your paper or something like that. A little information about how I teach as professor. One thing I like to at least mention with this is I really strongly believe in a student-centered approach to teaching, where, and you see that very much so. You're going to see that because we're going to be doing a lot of discussion boards throughout the semester. I don't like to just read this and here's an exam, read this and here's an exam. So for this class, we're only going to have one exam. It's week 5 and that's it for the class. Other than that, it's going to be graded for a paper that's due at the end of the semester, but mostly most of your grade is going to be discussion boards, which follows that student-centered approach where you're going to be creating material for yourself and from your experiences, from your creativity, from the research that you're doing. You're going to find that you're going to relate material to yourself and to other people in ways that I just wouldn't have been able to think to do. That's perfect. If you're learning in a way that relates to you, but is what the course is saying, what's in the textbook and things like that, then that's perfect. That's great learning. And I really pride myself on doing that. I really believe in that. So you see that a lot with this course. Some information about learning through online courses. The bottom line is when an online course is effective, it can be just as good or can actually be better than a face-to-face class because we have technology, we have resources at our fingertips that we can go and do extra research on the internet to find out answers to questions to build off of the reading from the textbook. And that's an absolute great asset that online classes allow the students, and something that we'll be doing quite a bit through this class. Just some general information, make sure you read here. The assignments, the assessments for the class. We have these 3 assessments here, a lot of discussion boards. They're 65% of the total grade. We're going to have 1 exam, 15% of the grade, and 1 paper, it's 20% of the grade. Okay, I'll go into each one of those assignments in just a bit of detail here. The discussions, I actually am including a separate video that goes into detail for the discussions themselves. So I'm not going to say much about those. That'll be covered within that other video. So make sure you do click on that and watch that, because there's a lot of detail for the discussion. As you can see, scrolling down through here, it's almost 2 pages worth of detail about the assignment. It's going to be something that we're going to do on, I think, 9 weeks, maybe 10 weeks of the course, where that's going to be the assignment for each week. Is you're going to be responding in a discussion setting. You're going to have one post yourself that'll be very comprehensive, it'll be very detailed, it'll be very research driven, and then you're going to respond to 3 students each week as well. And through that, you're going to build off of each other's posts, and you're going to really hopefully relate the learning to each other in ways that relate to you guys, which is exactly the best way to learn, exactly what we're trying to do in this class. The last part of this assignment is just maintaining your own post. When someone asks you a question, be it me, be it another student, respond to that. Okay, make sure you watch the other video, because it does go into a lot of detail about exactly what I'm looking for within the assignment. The exam, so we'll read through this. I don't know why I italicized that, but we'll read through this. One take-home exam will be given during week 5 of the course. The exam will consist of short essay responses for the first 5 chapters of the course. Students will select 4 questions to write about. There's going to be 5 choices. You're going to choose 4 out of the 5 choices. And we'll write 150 words minimum for each question. And if you don't know how many words fit on a page, that's about 2/3 of a page, maybe 3/4 of a page, if double-spaced page. In all actuality, your entire exam should be 3 pages minimum. Thereabouts of 2/3, 3/4 of a page for 4 different answers will end up adding up to 3 pages. Each question will be worth 25% of your exam grade, so 25% for each one of the 4 questions. And the way that it's going to be graded is based off of clarity, organization, adherence to the topic. Each response should have 1 citation from the textbook as well, at least 1. So you'll have 1 for each one of the chapters, whatever the chapter that question particularly came from. Make sure you have a citation there. All right, that exam will be given out to you at the very beginning of week 5 and will be due the very end of week 5. And then we'll have a paper. So we're not going to have a traditional final exam for the class. Instead, we're going to have a research paper that will be due during the final exam week. So what that paper is, it's a research paper on a psychological disorder covered in the textbook. It's going to be approved by me during week 10. That approval is very simple. You're just going to send me an email saying, "Hey, I would like to write about this particular disorder. Is that okay, Professor G?" And I'll basically respond to you and say, "Yep, that's going to work." So you're going to choose a disorder that we cover in the class. Make sure it's something that's in the textbook that we're covering in the class. And you're going to need to utilize at least 3 research sources from credible databases. So you need at least 3 references outside of the textbook. Papers should be 4 to 5 pages, double-spaced, size 12 font, 1-inch margins, all the normal stuff, with the reference page and title page. No, those don't count towards the 4 to 5 page requirement. The reference page must cite all research sources used in APA style. Papers may be submitted in class or through Angel. Emails are not going to be accepted. What I'm going to do for this is I'm going to have a board for you to just submit them through Angel. I apologize for the typo. I realized that we use Angel, not Blackboard. So you'll submit something through Angel. If for whatever reason you couldn't get it through them, then obviously email it to me. It's better to get it to me from through some way. But I would like them to be submitted via Angel. Grading for that, 4 parts, 25% each part. First is adherence to the format. That's free to you. As long as you make sure it's at least 4 pages, it's the APA format, has a title page, has a reference page, doubles, all the normal stuff, that is completely free to you. Should have evidence of extensive and current research on the topic, so make sure that you're doing those research, you're getting at least 3 different citations, and the research is going to be accurate, current, and good. you should show an accurate understanding of the topic. Whatever it is you choose, you should be a master. You should be an expert in that. You have a good understanding of that, and I should see that in the paper. And the last thing is I want you to include a section that discusses what it would be like living with that in everyday life and living. What is that disorder like, and the practicality of it. If you or someone else had this disorder, what would their day-to-day life be? All right, and then the course schedule for the class is laid out for you right here, week by week. Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are going to be what's on that exam. All right, those are going to be more of the introduction things, not the deeper level talking about a specific disorder, which starts at week 6. For week 6 all the way through week 14, we're going to have a discussion forum as the setting. That'll be how we do the grading for each one of those sections. And then week 15 and also into the final exam week, it'll be due during the final exam week. You're going to have a final paper. It'll be due somewhere in the middle of final exam week. But I'm also going to give you week 15 dedicated to working towards that. Also keep in mind that you're going to submit the proposal to me during week 10. Again, it's just an email saying, TJ, I'd like to do my report on this disorder. Is that okay? And you're going to just get a quick response that says, sure, that works. And I'll write it down in my book. And that's about that. So that's pretty much it for the assignment. Everything else as far as the syllabus, just read through on your own. And if you have any questions, again, one more time, if you have any questions, the email address is right here. And my Skype information right here. So reach out to me whenever it is for whatever questions you might have. All right, I'll see you all in the course.